What's going on, GenCon? This is Ted from Immersion here, and I am here with Renee, someone you recognize probably from a bunch of games here on the channel, but we're not here to talk about the Belladonnas. We're here to talk about Weave, but why don't you let people know who you are in relation to all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to talk about the Belladonnas, of course, but I recently started working with Monocle Society, which is a game company in Seattle, Washington, and I've started doing a lot of writing and social media work for them. So my technical term is social media and marketing manager, but I also have done a lot of writing on the rules and upcoming work with the play sets in the game. So,
okay, so Weave has been around for a couple years, 2 years. So, but people may be unfamiliar, so why don't you tell people what is Weave?
So Weave is an easy-to-play and highly improvisational RPG. It's all contained in a box set that has a set of cards, or 2 decks of cards, really, a set of dice, and then it also comes with an app that is quintessential to gameplay. Okay. The app is available on all devices, and we're working on getting it on laptops, and it's on iPads, mobile devices right now. Okay. So it's a multi-platform hybrid game that focuses on expanding worlds. Once you have that box set, everything else is in the app, so it can be updated regularly. We can include new game content all through the app, and you can have more worlds to explore, more stories to tell, all from that base set of cards and dice.
So, someone who's more of a traditional RPG player, I like my character sheets and I, like to play through that kind of stuff. So how is that handled in Weave? Do you have a character sheet for different characters? It sounds like it's more of an avenue for storytelling and making a collaborative story, which obviously all RPGs are, but it sounds like it's paper light for sure. But how does that work?
So you do have a character sheet.
Okay.
One of the way you create a game is by scanning in cards. This is multi-purpose, but some of it is for all of those DMs out there who sometimes just don't have time to prep. Sure. You can scan in elements of the story to give you prompts and encourage you to weave them together into a story with the table you're playing. And the same thing goes for character building. You scan in cards and it provides elements that you can choose from to define your character. So you choose from backstories, talents, flaws, and assets that your character has. And then as you continue to game and level up, you continue to gain more talents, backstories, etc.
Okay. All right, yeah, because I really I knew a little bit about the game, and that all kind of eluded me, so thank you for clearing that up. Hopefully that helps you guys figure that out as well. So, obviously, we talked about it. It's not setting specific. You could play your high fantasy game. You could play your Pulp Fiction, Pulp Noir kind of stuff. You could play your space sci-fi thing. But some of those may require specific, I would say, rule sets or play sets or whatever the case may be. So how is that handled?
So currently we have 6 free play sets available in the app, and that's where we are at currently. Okay. However, those 6 play sets vary greatly in settings. So you could play Click in the high school hallways a la Mean Girls. Oh, okay. Or you could play in outer space, 1950s style Buck Rogers adventure with our playset Solar Age. Or you and the whole party could be a bunch of goblins playing through Goblins Are Jerks and trying to take down the heroes along their path to their goal. And as we add more worlds, we have a lot of community members who have already written playsets, and we'll be able to see more and more playsets added to the game, but also a storefront for people who have created playsets, because once those possibilities start going, they kind of become endless. We have so many creative people who have written playsets already, and there are going to just be so many more ideas that I know we'll see from here, and it will be fascinating to see all of the different worlds that you can play in once those playsets become available in the game.
So how easy or hard is it to create a playset? It sounds like it's pretty easy from what I'm hearing. People are already making a whole bunch, but do you have any experience with that?
I do have experience with that. So it is easy. Okay. And also very difficult. It's anything related to game design and anything related to writing is a lot of effort. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. However, we're hoping to provide tools, including an upcoming playset playset creator that we've been working on for a long time that will essentially make it plug and play. So you write the qualities of each aspect as they come up in the game. You could even potentially do that as you play and build a playset with the table. So if you have this homebrewed world that you've created and played in for a long time, you can add in the elements of the game as you play. With that easy part out of the way, playsets do tend to run about the length of a novel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because so many qualities are on these cards, and as you scan them in, you may not see, but there are 22 cards, story cards, in the deck. And each of them have 11 quality types, and some of those qualities have multiple sub-qualities, I suppose. And so with all of that said, it adds up pretty quickly. And those qualities now are running about 280 characters. It's the length of a tweet. Right. And once you do all the math on that, yes, that it is. It helps with the UI for one thing.
Sure.
But also it makes it a little bit more digestible, which is one of the things that we're really passionate about with this game is we want it to be easy to play. We want it to be accessible. And if you have less to read about what you do, hopefully it'll be more straightforward and you'll feel more comfortable with it.
Now, have you, in your personal experience, or have you heard of anybody taking a game they're playing in an existing system and bringing it to Weave? Like, say it is some, another RPG, and they're like, you know what, I like the game, I like the world we've set up, but I think that this is a better avenue for it. Or have you ever thought about doing something like that?
Yeah, so the first playset that I personally wrote, I worked on because I wanted to find a game out there that would suit it and couldn't. And so when I couldn't find that, I said, okay, I'm going to make it. I'm going to write it. I'm going to do this game design and write all these qualities. And it was very worthwhile because I got to tell the story that I really wanted to tell with it. I have had some people who have considered either writing a module for the game that they're playing in or creating a playset for Weave that might be a little bit more broad and give people more options to play in the world that they've created. Because once you hand it out there, people could create their own characters and go through all of their own adventures just with these elements and prompts for the game, whereas a module would be a little bit more specific.
Sure. So that's a lot about Weave itself. Where can people get it? How much is it? I know it's available now. It's been out for 2 years, but obviously there is a physical aspect, right? You need the cards, but the app is also there. So where can people get it? Oh, hold on.
Hold on, I'm smiling. Okay. So first off, the boxed game is $29.99, and you can buy that on weave.game, and that is our storefront. Currently, the best place to access the game, and as soon as we have more news about where else you can find it, we'll be sure to let everyone know on our social media and also on that website through our diary entries. It's generally going to be a good hub of information about Weave, development, upcoming playsets, and other new features, including the beta that we are running for everyone who stops by Greater Than Games booth at GenCon, where if you hold up your phone, open to the Weave app, which I have pulled up over here, you can actually download the beta just by holding it up to the sign for digital cards and dice. Interesting. So digital cards and dice will open up so many options for remote play. At this point, it is a little bit difficult for people who, with one person has the box set, but you're playing at a distance, it can be difficult to get those cards scanned in to play the game. But with digital cards and dice, you can do all of that without it. The digital cards, you can set up an entire story and build entire characters as if you were drawing from the deck. And then you can also pull up your dice to roll accordingly. Just change the number of dice you need to be rolling, and they'll roll on screen for you. And one of the things I'm really excited about, too, is that I got started with my role-playing experience on online forums, back when I didn't really know that was role-playing.
Yeah, fair.
And I'm so excited about that because now you could actually, roll your dice on your phone and just kind of be on the go, but continue to tell these stories and play with your friends, whether it's remotely, whether it's through text-based RP, and that's fantastic. I'm excited what it means for streamers and podcasters, and that is a little bit of a personal bias as well for my own games, but I think it's going to have a lot of potential unlocked as well.
is there anything else that you want to tell the people out there about Weave?
I'd say that we're just getting started.
Okay.
Weave has only been out for 2 years now, and that's been enough time to see a lot of growth in the game. The UI has become smoother, we've worked out a lot of the bugs, and we're going to continue improving upon that. Digital Cards and Dice is a beta right now for anyone at GenCon for the next 30 days. But beyond that, we're working on things like the playset creator, the eventual storefront, maybe some streams, a bunch of great things that we're hoping will be resources for the community, as well as just fun and intriguing products. We're looking at ways to make Weave more accessible for any player, both experienced or completely new to role-playing in general. We want anyone to be able to come, sit down, and tell their story, and have some really cool ways to do that. Mixed reality is something that we're working on in tandem with Weave, and we're excited about the future of technology and what that could be if it's treated as first class in storytelling and in role-playing. And we want to expand on that and really bring out some interesting features, some interesting qualities, and see what we can do with a game with limitless possibilities.
Well, if that isn't a tagline and a good way to end an interview, I don't know what is. So thank you so much, Renee, for the interview, and I'll see you guys at the next one.